Hi, I'm Mary Beth Fisher, part of the Board of Trustees, and today we have Rex Eberly, who is going to be speaking to us about the Hideaway Hills road plan for our future at Hideaway Hills. So I'm going to kick it over to you, Rex. There you go.
Thank you, Mary Beth. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Again, my name is Rex Eberly. Been part of the Hills since, for about 6 years. We live at 326 Kickapoo, which is right behind the amphitheater. And we love living in the Hills, and just glad to be the newest member of the management committee so that I can help make our place better for everybody. So although I'm still learning the ropes of the management committee, I do have quite a bit of experience in road construction and pavement preservation. I've been doing that type of work for about almost 30 years. And so one of my jobs on the management committee is to put together a road plan. My goal is to put together a plan that will help us spend your money wisely and help us get our roads in a better condition and have a place that we can be proud of. So my goal is to use this plan as a guideline as we develop the yearly road maintenance budget. So let's talk about roads. So again, the task is to develop a plan to professionally manage the Hideaway Hills road network. And we're doing that so we can help our management and our maintenance teams determine how and where to invest our road fund. Road funds used to protect the club's investment and provide a safe road system for our residents. Each Hideaway Hills member invests $200 per year into the road fund. And then with a little extra money that comes in through the assessment and through the new member fees, we get about $170,000 added to that fund each year. Sounds like a lot of money. What do we think? What do you think the replacement cost is of our Hideaway Hills roads? How much would it cost us to really just replace the materials that are in the roads? Well, it's kind of a difficult thing to do. You'd have to decide what quality you're going to go back with and how wide and those things. But if I take a square yard price to grind up what's there, compact the base, lay it back down, smooth it up, and put a little bit of hot mix over the top of it, the price to do every road in Hideaway Hills would be about $6 million. We can't afford to do $6 million. So we have to protect what we have with the budget we have. Our maintenance forces have an annual budget of $170,000 to protect and maintain a $6 million investment. So we have to be smart about it. So the intent of the road program, again, is to provide direction to management and maintenance that'll keep our roads in the best condition possible. And I do want to stop right here and tell you, with the experience that I have, what our maintenance team has been doing over the past 20, 30 years with the budget, with the equipment, and with the materials available to them is fantastic. They are doing a great job of keeping us out of the mud. And so I commend them for that. We just want to get better at it. So my goal is to initially spend at least half of our budget keeping our good roads in good condition, transitioning to 80% of our budget keeping good roads in good condition within 5 years. Why do we need to do that? Because it is cheaper to keep a good road good than it is to fix up a bad road. Studies show that every dollar spent on maintaining and preserving a road in good condition saves $7 to $9 in rehabilitation down the line. So that's why it's important for us to watch what we're doing and spend money to keep our good roads good, and then bring our other roads up to get them into the good status.
Rex, can I interrupt you on that?
Yes.
When you say budget, are you talking about just the road fund budget, or are you talking about the general budget of Hideaway Hills in the general operating account?
Well, the road fund is where it starts, and that is the money that we should be that we are putting into the pavements is what the road fund is. But there's a lot more that gets into that we're required to do with money to keep our roads good. So not only is it chip and seal, but we also have to have money for the equipment. We have to keep the equipment in good shape. We have to replace equipment that's worn out. Our distributor truck, or the tank that sprays the asphalt, I believe is built in about 1965. The truck that it's placed on is a little bit newer than that, but so that comes out of the capital fund. We have to have enough people to be able to self-perform the work. This year we don't. We'll talk about that in a minute. So we have to use money from the assessment to hire enough maintenance people to be able to do the work. And then also the ditches and the drainage are they're kind of roads, but they're kind of assessment. And so we work together with that to make sure that we get the water off of and away from our roads to protect the surface.
Okay, so it extends beyond just the road fund into capital and general operating account. Okay, that's what I was looking to find out. So thank you. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's fine. So what we're going to do with what we started with this road plan, and it's kind of in its infancy, but we'll determine an appropriate pavement condition that we as members want our roads to be. Because obviously what we consider a good road in Hideaway Hills may not be as good as a road is in Columbus. And so we need to decide what's right for us, what quality are we willing to pay for, and where are we wanting to maybe let things slide. So the next thing we need to do is kind of develop some categories so we understand we have different types of roads. We have roads that carry more traffic than other roads. We have roads that only have one home on them. So we need to be careful how we spend our money on these different roads. We don't want to put all our money into remote roads when we really need to be protecting the roads that people drive on all the time. So then we need to determine acceptable condition levels for each road category. So an example, a collector road is a road that brings several residential roads into a through road. So what's an acceptable condition of that? How wide should we look at it to be? How smooth does it need to be? Can it have some ruts, maybe a few potholes, or do we want no potholes at all? Those are things we need to figure out in the plan, so then we know how to spend our money. Once we do that, we'll get those nailed down, and then I'm going to start looking at the roads and categorizing them, and then develop a budget based on keeping the good roads, the best roads in good condition, with also working to move fair and poor roads up into the good category, and then continue doing that. So in 2020, I mentioned a minute ago, we're going to have to contract out the 2020 chip seal program. We've laid off some maintenance people. It takes quite a few people to do the chip seal. It takes probably 2 to 3 weeks to do what we need to do. And if we put every maintenance person onto the chip seal like we would have to do, there would be a lot of other work that wouldn't get done. And I don't think we'd be happy with the way Hideaway Hills would look after that 3 weeks of the crew just doing chip seal. The other reason is we have some repairs and maintenance to do on the equipment, and we don't have the money to do that right now. So the best thing to do to keep from losing ground is to hire out about 5 miles of chip seal. That's about $18,000 per mile, about $90,000. The rest of our budget's going to be used on patching, some ditch work, and I also want to do some hot mix leveling on a few stretches of poor condition roads. I think we're going to be able to roll over a little bit of money into 2021 because we need to have some in case we have some winter damage and need to do some repairs next spring. So that's what we're going to do for 2020. So beyond that, we're going to continue using about 50% of our budget in 21, 22, and 23 to, again, keeping the good roads. We need to get back onto the on the motopaved roads on the east side, and we need to continue keeping those sealed up so we don't lose them. Hopefully we can self-perform more work in those years, but we'll probably still do some contract work on the MotoPave and a couple other places. We want to self-perform and also contract out some of the patching and leveling. 30% of the budget's going to be used on heavy-duty patching, leveling, doing things to smooth up some of the rougher roads and get them into good condition. And then I can spend a little bit of road budget on drainage improvements right around the roads. But I've got to tell you folks, the roads I think we can keep a handle on. The drainage is going to get expensive, and we're going to need to plan for that, because the way our ditches are wearing, they're starting to wash. You'll notice some of our roads are getting narrower. We're going to have to solve that problem soon. I hope that with those 3 years at 50% going to preservation and 30% going to repairs, that after that we can start spending more on preserving. We'll have a good quality road network, and then all we need to do is keep it that way. And then we'll reevaluate and repeat. So there's a lot left to do. I'll be out this fall and winter kind of evaluating the roads and driving the roads and working with maintenance to see if we can use some different techniques that save us money but give us better bang for our buck. But the main thing I just wanted to talk to you about, even though I kind of geek out on roads, is I want to tell you that the management committee is committed to Hideaway Hills, and we're committed to using your dollars in the best way possible, with still giving you the best roads, the best infrastructure, the best work employees, everything. So Mary Beth, that's all I've got right now.
Let me ask you, Rex, who is it that makes the determination on which road qualifies as fair or poor or good? Is that something you'll do as you're driving around and you assess the roads individually?
I'll do it and then work with Rick and the maintenance department and Randy and some other folks to talk about it as well. Rick has a ton of knowledge, and I'm going to be using that knowledge. He's built these every bit of this by hand, and he's proud of it. So I want to help him and learn from him as well.
Well, I live over on the dark side, so our roads over there, this is an issue that's near and dear to my heart. So I'm glad to hear there's a plan in place, and I really appreciate your expertise in this area and your willingness to share with the community. So
thank you.
Better understanding, but thank you so much.
All right. And if folks have any questions, you can get a hold of me, and I'd love to talk roads with you. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Rex.
Bye.
Have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.